to your Superman news video for the week March 14th to March 20th, 2014. Our top news stories in this week's Speeding Bulletin include news on when filming will begin on the Superman Batman movie, DC Comics releases its June solicitations, and Superman takes to the skies wearing a GoPro. Let's take a closer look at these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, the Chicago Tribune reports that filming at the Kent farmhouse, which has been rebuilt in Yorkville, Illinois, is expected to be the location of filming for the upcoming Superman Batman movie sometime in the next few months, possibly September. The farmhouse that was built for the Man of Steel movie and then torn down after filming completed was reconstructed on the same plot of land late last year for the sequel. And that's all the Superman news we have for movie news this week. Pretty light on. And while we're light on movie news and there is no TV news, we can always rely on comic book news, with DC Comics releasing their June 2014 solicitations this week, and we highlighted for you all the Superman related comics and products listed. A special note was Superman number 32, in which a new era for Superman begins as Jeff Johns takes the reins and he's joined by the legendary super talent of John Romita Jr. in his first ever work for DC Comics as they introduce Ulysses, the Man of Tomorrow, into the Man of Steel's life. This strange visitor shares many of Kal-El's experiences, including having been rocketed from a world with no future. Prepare yourself for a run full of new heroes, new villains and new mysteries. And Action Comics number 32, where the Superman Doom saga continues with Enemy of the State, as Superman struggles against the Doomsday virus, but is he losing the fight? How much longer can he stay in control? And how far will he be pushed when he's faced with the world against him and a shocking betrayal at the end of this issue? Check out the full list of Superman comics coming out in June at our website now. DC Comics announced via USA Today that their line of New 52 comic book titles will sport variant bombshell covers for the month of June. The publisher is pulling from its DC Collectibles Bombshell Statues line, inspired by pin-ups and fashions of the 1940s and 50s, for a series of variant covers in June. Like the statues, they'll be designed by artist Ant Lucia. The Superman-related comic books involved in the bombshell variant themes will include Action Comics number 32, Justice League United number 2, Superman Wonder Woman number 9, Batman Superman number 12, Justice League number 32, and Superman number 32. Comic books we reviewed this week included Superboy number 29, which was reviewed by Adam DeChanel, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "The evil plan put in place by John and his clever manipulation of the gullible heroes is neatly played out." Lisa Gossage reviewed Adventures of Superman chapter 46, saying, "Awesome to see that Superman was humble and yet tenacious from the very beginning," and she gave this chapter a 3 out of 5. Superman Wonder Woman number 6 was reviewed by T.A. Hewitt, who created some controversy with this review, saying some things shouldn't be trifles in any story, things like nuclear bombs and that little thing called love, and he gave this a 3 out of 5. T.A. also reviewed Injustice Year 2, Chapter 5, calling it an absolutely maudlin and mundane issue, and he gave this one a 2 out of 5. And Justice League Beyond 2.0, Chapter 15 was also reviewed by T.A., who said, "Pick it up, enjoy it, and return again," and he gave this chapter a 4 out of 5. And Matt Shaw reviewed Smallville Lantern, Chapter number 1, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying, "Very little happened in this issue, but what did happen is pretty big." Superman comics available this week from March 19th include Adventures of Superman Chapter 47, digital comic, has been available since March 17th. Batman Beyond Universe number 8. Scribblenauts Unmasked Crisis of Imagination number 3. Supergirl number 29. Superman Unchained number 6, which is available in a 1930s cover, a Golden Age variant cover, a Silver Age variant cover, a Bronze Age variant cover, a Modern Age variant cover, a Superman Reborn variant cover, a Villain cover, Jim Lee sketch cover, a New 52 variant cover, and a digital combo pack. Smallville Lantern Chapter 2 digital comic will be available March 21st. Justice League Beyond 2.0 Chapter 16 digital comic will be available March 22nd. Justice League Beyond In Gods We Trust trade paperback. And Smallville Season 11 Volume 4 Argo trade paperback. Draw inspiration from these Superman pens, pencils, erasers, crayons and markers, and keep them all together in a Superman pencil case or pouch. Grab this Superman stationery set for just $13.99. Or how about a Superman pencil pouch, yours for just $5.99. These and other great Superman stationery items are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. And in other news, the Associated Press reports that the late Al Plastino's comic book artwork featuring Superman and President Kennedy is now on display at the JFK Memorial Library in Boston, as he'd always hoped. Fred Plastino, his son, said he wished his father could have seen the exhibit. He said Kennedy meant a lot to him. He would have been blown away by this. Fans can check out the artwork, which will remain on display until May 31st. To launch its PC open beta for the Infinite Crisis free-to-play multiplayer online battle arena game from Turbine, Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment released a new trailer titled What Do You Fight For? Infinite Crisis is the highly anticipated free-to-play game with a robust lineup of DC Comics champions, including Batman, Superman, Joker, Wonder Woman and more. With the open beta, Green Arrow, Aquaman and Mecha Superman join the cast of characters that fans can choose to play. Sign up and start playing for free today at infinitecrisis.com. Cryptozoic Entertainment announced the release of DC Comics Epic Battles trading cards, boasting an abundance of iconic crossover storylines from Zero Hour to Crisis on Infinite Earths. Featuring all new original artwork, the DC Comics Epic Battles base set is comprised entirely of 9-card puzzles for some of the most iconic crossover storylines, printed on premium Kryptonium foil stock. The DC Comics Epic Battles trading card set is scheduled for release in June. Corridor Digital, a team of internet video creators, put together a cool video clip in which Superman finds one of the team's GoPro video cameras and returns it to his house. The short video, which went viral this week, was filmed using a drone with a camera fitted with some visual effects added later. It's well worth checking out. It's all over the internet and you can check it out at the Superman homepage now. And that's all the Superman news there was for the week March 14th to March 20th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone and welcome to a patriotic edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V and thanks for watching. It's always good to see you. So it was announced, I guess a few weeks ago by one of the websites out there, one of the rumor mongers as we like to say, that Captain America would be the big movie that would be going up against the Superman / Batman / Wonder Woman / Cyborg / anybody else they want to try and put in / Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor / Jeremy Irons, Bruce Wayne's faithful, I guess, person who raised him, Alfred, and also maybe MI5 or 6 Agent or whatever, because he looks a little bit different, and hopefully they're going for that. I wish Superman fans, at least like me, could have gotten that with our Lex Luthor. It looks like we're getting a type of Alfred that we haven't seen before. We've seen really elderly. We've seen kind of emotional, nurturing. It looks to me like we'll see more of equipping and possibly capable himself. Alfred, you know, Alfred used to be a guy that would heal Batman when he'd been injured in the field and do all kinds of things because I think he was a military man himself. But I digress. I'm on the wrong subject. Captain America. Listen, Captain America came out not that long after Superman's creation back in the 40s, when Superman was created in the late 30s, and you know, it spiraled into lots of superheroes being created, all of them inspired by the first, and that would be Superman, who he himself was inspired by characters like Hercules and others down the line. But Captain America, I've always liked the concept. I've never really read any books. I used to watch the old Captain America things that came out. I think they were on TV, where he would throw his shield, and it was like this wobbly kind of, as best as they could do, effect at the time. And he'd fight regular guys, like Wonder Woman did in the Wonder Woman show. There wasn't a lot of super-powered stuff going on, and they didn't have the ability to create all these cool effects for great vehicles or great jumps or anything like that. But it was, as a kid, it was all right, you know. And I like all superheroes. And here's the thing, at this point, it hasn't been substantiated by anybody that that is, in fact, the truth. If it is, it kind of makes sense. Captain America 3 should be up around the amount of money that Man of Steel by itself made, because generally it takes heroes movies, some sequels to get building. A movie like Batman Begins is a part of the Dark Knight trilogy that everyone is still going on and on about how much money it made and how much we have to copy that formula and at least copy that success. It took till the second movie, and I still say a big part of that was Heath Ledger and the fact that he died during filming or right after it was filmed or something along those lines. But generally, it's not the first film in a franchise that gets there. Now, here's the problem. Everyone is saying that DC has much more to lose because they expect this new movie with Batman and Superman in it together and all the other things that they're piling into it to be the biggest thing since sliced bread, which at this point is the Avengers because it did so well as a team-up movie. So everyone is kind of assuming that that's why DC is teaming everybody up and changing up the Man of Steel formula because they want to kind of get more of what Marvel is getting from their team-up movies. And that may be the case, and that may be what they're going for. And I think with all these heroes together, and I think the anticipation that will build for this will make it very successful and make it contend with a movie like The Avengers. But how will it be affected by a movie like Captain America, the third installment, being released in the same weekend? Now, that we've always said, and I've always said, that there's no reason that the movie overall should suffer, but studios look at the first weekend, they look at the second weekend, they look at it overall, how it opened, how successful it was at that moment, and if it doesn't beat everything else that's out there, and if it doesn't make so much money, they're disappointed, which is why there's some speculation that they were disappointed in Man of Steel's numbers, even though, by all accounts, it did pretty damn well. And the truth is that DC probably does have more to lose. Marvel's got all kinds of projects going on. They're successful with Captain America already. They're successful with Thor. They're very successful with the Avengers. And they're super successful with the guys that they consider their mainstream guys now, thankful to people like RDJ, who made Iron Man a household name and made those movies a super, super success. Superman hasn't been gangbusters in a long time, although Man of Steel did really well. So everybody is saying someone's going to budge, no one's going to put their two big properties out on the same weekend, and it'll probably be DC. And if it is, I'll be very annoyed because it'll seem like typical DC, not really planning all that well and just flying by the seat of their pants, just like they did when they announced the original date for Batman Superman, and then it moved to this date, and now they are going to learn that a third movie in a fairly successful franchise that's also attached to Avengers is going to come out that same weekend, and they might say, well, geez, we can't afford to have too much failure with this continuing DC universe, so we better move. And I don't know that that's going to happen, but I don't expect that Marvel will move, and they've already said they're not going to move, whatever movie it is. And let's find out if it is Captain America. The rumoring and the craziness continues and will continue for the next 2 years. I guess it's exciting. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And remember, I can remove my S shield from my chest and throw it, too.